Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel, and this is same series of a Blazor hybrid app. Okay, and in last session we'll cover actually how we can create Blazor hybrid app setup and what is that everything. And also the last time we show in like, okay, so how we can create a application for the Android, different navigations. If you look at that here, let me zoom it. Okay, so see in here in the Android the different navigation. Also there is a web applications. Okay, and also there is a window applications. Okay, so in different navigation we have achieved in last time. Also we show that just simply a one component, shareable component we have created, and just we have to check, okay, how we can do that for the all platforms device. Okay, like for example, I create a one component, and that component actually we can use in our window application, we can use our web application, we can use our Android, iOS and Mac, over everywhere. Okay, so somebody actually, some of the subscriber asking me to actually create a one another session of that Blazor by hybrid app, so that for the real time I can use that one of the component, like where I can do insert, update, delete, for the every device. Okay, so yeah, that's why I creating this session on that series. Okay, so see, for example, this is Android emulator. Okay, here the same one component which is I created in shared library. Okay, and then we can use, we can do just view, we can just edit, you know we can just add, we can create a new blogs. Okay, so everything we also can delete as well. Okay, same things we can do web application as well, like we can add, you know we can just view can just delete. Okay, same thing we can do in a window application as well. See, and also they see as per the responsive, it is whatever component you created based on this, actually we don't worry about that responsive, already it is covering. Okay, so similar, see, you can, you want to add, so let's edit some example. For example, as of now just created. Okay, see, the card is created. Okay, let me zoom it. Okay, card it created. Okay, then you can just view it. Also you can just edit. Okay, and also you can just delete it for the window application as well. So every platform will support, so that will implement over here one by one. Like first actually we'll cover that how we can bind a that card how we can create a card component, use card component in this shared library, and then how we can achieve that view event, and how we can achieve the edit event, how we can achieve the add event, how we can achieve the delete event, and also how we can achieve that that confirmation dialog box as well. Okay, so that we will do a one by one in this series. Okay, Blazor hybrid app. Okay, so let's get started to implementation. Okay, so this is same example which is we did in last time. Okay, so first we what need to do, first we have to create some shared library over here, or also just reuse component. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all what need to do, actually we need to create some service. Okay, so just temporary service so that we can get the data. Okay, so let me create one folder, for example block. Okay, inside this data just create a block folder. Okay, inside this block actually I'll create one service. Okay, so let me create a service. Okay, let me create a first of interface so that we can achieve that insert, update, delete everything. Okay, so let me create iblog service. Okay, make it to interface. Okay, public interface, sorry, public interface. Okay, and whatever we want to declare method over here, so need to assign over here, like for example this. Okay, we have to implement this service, like get all and get by id, uh, create, update and delete. Okay, also we have to create one entity, okay, that blog entity. So where I will create inside this blog folder. Okay, just create a one. This is the similar things we covered actually in few of the session actually. So if please go through, if you come, if visit first time, so please go to my channel and see these kind of things I already implement and given very great details. But I'm not going to very great details, but yeah, just create a blog entity. Okay, inside the blog entity, what I need to do, I will just pass some id, some property, like this block can contain id, name, description, author, title, url. Okay, so that is done. Make it public as well. Okay, so don't get confused, we can remove as well is this kind of things. This one actually we put some for that validation, so as of now we are not doing any validation, so remove that one. And also just formatting that things. Okay, so this is done. Okay, this is done, blog also done. And now we have to implement of that interface. Okay, so how we can do that, just create a implementation class, blog service. Okay, just inject over here I blog service, make it public, and also just implement interface. Okay, so these are done. Okay, also we'll create some in memory object, okay, so that we can get those data and things. Okay, so let me create a constructor and create a constructor and just adding some in this constructor, create a private field. Okay, so that we can create we can use a in memory list of that blog, and we can generate some fake entity over here. Okay, for example like this. Okay, this is fake entity. I'm just going to explain. See, this is a create a blog, create a list of blog of property field, private field, and then we have to assign over here, create a new list, and inside the list we have just mention some data like id, name and description, also url. Okay, this is very simple. And same things what need to do, once it's created we have to implement one by one. Like for example, first we'll implement get by blocks. Okay, get all, get alls. Okay, means this means it will returning that all the data of this list, so return that underscore block list. Okay, so this is done. And also why is complaining me, it's complaining me because it is saying this is a blog or it is a generic. Okay, so what need to do in this case, we have to do some list. Okay, okay, we actually put some async, so that we can avoid this, because this is a async method actually. So because we using task. Okay, so in this task definitely we have to use that async and await things. Okay, and if you don't want to async a method, so definitely then you can remove this task things, and then you can remove also async. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. And then what need to do, we have to just implement get by block id. Okay, simple. So just replace this to this. Okay, and also again just use that await async. Okay, and okay, that await is not required because it is not a synchronized method. So if you use some asynchronous method, so definitely that time you can just put as a await. Okay, and similar kind of implementation for update like that. So just replace. I'm just not going to detail because I already explained in previous session some of my channel actually. I think yeah, some APIs like how we can create API and how we can create a similar in memory object interface and something like that. So everything I covered. So I'm not going to details over here. Watch my previous session as well. Also I create a one Blazor session, so that Blazor session also we covered everything for this stuff. Okay, and then finally we'll update. We'll need to delete, so just delete things. Okay, similar things we have to do over here, async. And then what need to pending, it's create is pending, so just implement that create one. Okay, and also don't worry about that code. I'll just share with you in my description in this with the our github link. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so service part is done. This is not part of this here, but yeah, just I am just creating for that uh, for understanding purpose. Okay, so yeah, the data part is done. Now is the main part. Main part is create a component. Okay, so how we can create a component? Let me create a folder. Okay, let me create a folder like blog. Okay, and in this blog we can create a shared folder so that we can use some shared component. We can keep it shared component. Okay, so component. Okay, shared component, and in this block we will use some main component. Okay, so before starting the main component, I'll create some card, reusable shared card component. Okay, so how we can do that? Just create a razor component. Okay, in this razor component just make it to blog card. Okay, and once it's done, okay, then what need to do, we have to require some style. Okay, so let me get that style. I already explained in my Blazor application in the startup of the Blazor. So if you don't ava- aware of that, so please watch that one. Okay, so let me get that card style. Okay, so see, I'm explaining as well, no, don't worry about that. Okay, so see, I'll take a div. Okay, and this in this div I have also that for each loop, because okay, that part will come in later. Okay, so take a div. Inside div we have specify in a column, and in this column we have used the card, and in this card actually we have specify some property, like we have to show that name, we have to show that image, we have to show some footers. Okay, in this footer, for example, if you see this example, okay, so this is a one card. Okay, this one card, like for example row, then column, and this is one card. But what we are doing in this, inside this row, we are repeating actually these columns, like this is column, this is column, this is column. Okay, and inside this, see, this is the header part, this is the image part. Okay, and this is a footer part. So that's actually I'm trying to over here. Also what we need to do over here, okay, so we have to do some iteration. Okay, so that we can repeat based on the sub list. Okay, so whatever component has a list, like suppose we have 10 list of 10 blocks. Okay, so 10 blocks will actually repeating these things, and also will bind all the click event as well as per this card. Okay, don't worry about that, that will implement here. Okay, and now what need to do, so first we have to create this block list. Okay, so just create. For that, first what need to do, we have to create, we have to set this as a parameter. Okay, so that whatever input property we required in the Blazor application, okay, in the Blazor. So we have to pass as a parameter so that other computer send it as a parameter, okay, for this component. Okay, it will allow actually once you mention that parameter, and that will allow this component, reusable component, you can pass it to in parent component. Okay, so that could be a child component then. Okay, so let me create a public and the list of blog. Okay, so I need to create one more view model over here actually. So because see, whatever we are getting in this service, that is a domain entity. Okay, but what we want to show you over here actually is a domain entity, and this entity should not be same. Okay, this should be a view model, should be a different. Okay, so that's why what need to do, we have to create one view model. Okay, so how we can do that, just create another folder, just create a view model. Okay, inside the view model just create a blog view model. Blog view model. Okay, so make it public and also just specify some property what we have to show in this view. Okay, so yeah, this is done. Then go back to our component. Okay, shared our component here, just pass it to this view model. Okay, then blog view model, I guess. Blog view model, just bring the namespace. Okay, list of the this and just specify the name. The name you can mention based on this, so I will put in the blogs. Okay, and then we can specify getter and setter. Okay, that is done. So we'll fix this issue. See, the block problem has been solved because we are getting input as a block data, and we have to pass over here, we are iterating through this here, and now finally what need to implement, we have to create some event. Okay, so how we can create an event so that our parent component can call this event. Okay, so that is also concept of that parent child combination. Okay, so that parent can send the data, and whatever the data it's have, that event can send back to the parent. Okay, the input and output parameter. Okay, so it's called just like a, if you aware of Angular, so this is a output parameter. Okay, so how we can achieve that part also, so it is very simple. We have to some callback functions. So first what need to do, we have to create one more parameter. Okay, parameter. Okay, and inside that parameter, if I want to send back to some event, so one need to do, we have to create one property public, and that name is event callback. Okay, so that event callback actually we can pass without there's a two type, the generic type is a non-generic type, so we can pass it a value and non-value as well. Okay, so as per our requirement, we have to pass as a id. Okay, whatever click, so we have this id, this event id we have to pass to the parent. Okay, so that's why we have to pass just integer. Okay, and then we have to specify the name. Okay, actually what is the event. Okay, so we have to create, this is for the view block, so let me call it a view block clicked event. Okay, so like that we have to specify get and set. Okay, so this is done, and then finally we have to invoke this event based on this method. Okay, so how we can do that, simply just create a private method. Okay, private void, and also just pass it to that method. Okay, and that method without parameter, or just we have to pass that parameter. okay, because we have to return back to that callback as a parameter. So whatever this method is a return as a parameter is integer. So let me pass as a integer id, okay, and here we have to invoke this view dot invoke whatever id is it this, okay, that's it, okay. Similar things we have to do for every, see, the problem is gone, okay. Similar event we have to create for edit, we have to delete, okay. So let me copy this to 2 time, okay, just change it to like, edit block click, because this is similar, so that's why I'm copy, and also this is for delete, okay. So delete also, yeah, delete also, just is a delete confirmation. So let me delete block confirmation. So let is me make it to some difference confirmation, because see, directly we are not able to delete, we just uh, click on delete confirmation, then dialog box will be appearing, and then finally once a user will yes, so then we have to delete. So okay, so that's why we call it a delete block confirmation clicked, okay. And similar we have to just change it to here three method, and same things we have to just replace over here. We have to replace the delete confirmation as well, and just change it to like here invoke method as well. So for edit invoked method, and delete for delete invoke method, okay. So this is also done, okay, that event creation also done. And one more thing actually, so this is a reusable component, okay. So based on the reusable component, actually what we'll do, we can show and hide based on this condition, okay. So what need to do, we have to put some logic so that our component will visible or should not visible based on the input parameter, okay. So we will create a one property, input property, so that that component should be visible or hide and show based on that parameter. So let me create another parameter so that we can get from that parent component and make it to public boolean, okay, make it to visible and get and set, okay. That is done. So see, the list component, that block card list component is generating, okay. And now how we can use this one, this reusable component in our main component. So let me create the main component, okay. So that this main component, see, this is a reusable component so that we can use anywhere, and this main component will create so that when can parent component can and the child component, okay. So let me create a main component, let's call is blog card block card component, and okay, let's me add simple, nothing we have to do, just whatever component we have created we have to call over here, okay. How we can do that, it is very simple. What is the component name, our shareable component name is a block card, okay. So just pass it to here like block card, see, already is there inside this shared component library, block shared component block card, okay. One use that tab, see, whatever parameter input output it is showing me here as well, we have to pass that, okay. So this is optional, actually you can pass it, you have not pass it, okay, it is not mandatory. So for example, uh, first is a list of blocks, okay. So we will pass the list of blocks. So before that we need to get that list of blocks, so we'll do that, no worries. So let me pass out of every component or every event first. So let me also just get it that one, just edit one, Don't worry, we'll pass that how we can implement that event in this parent component that I'll explain you. Don't worry about that. And also view clicked event, and then finally is for visible. Okay, and then finally close this component. Okay, that is done. Okay, and now what need to do, we have to pass those things, like we have to pass the data. Okay, input data blocks. Okay, so how we can do that? Simply we have create a service. That service need to inject in this parent component, and we have to get the data, and that we have to pass this component, so that that parent component call the child component, and child component retrieve the data over here. Okay, that's why actually in here Blazor actually the create liability give us to reuse the your component multiple place. Okay, so how we can do that? Simply what need to do, we have to inject that block service. Okay, so how we can, there is a two way actually, I already explained in my Blazor series, so please watch it there. Okay, simply we can use like that inside that code block, like inject, and then whatever our service, where is our service name, this is iblock service, so I just inject and just bring the namespace. Okay, and also another ways you can directly use over here as well. Okay, so I just inject, and then inside that component, so this is a component. Okay, and in this component actually there is a event actually on init, so override on init event, so it is calling actually first time while this component load. Okay, so on initialize async and non-initialize, we can use both. Okay, so inside this whatever our service will call and get the data, we can show pass it to here. Okay, so how we can do that? Simply first we have to create uh, you know that property like list of blocks. Okay, similar we have to call that view model. We have to create a list of view models. Okay, and this view models, what need to do, we have to just create a method so that we can call that service and get the data. Okay, just for example like this, see, let me bring that. Okay, see, I'll create a method load, you know load blocks. Okay, and this load blocks, what we are doing here, just this product service call, and that product service has a method of that get all method. Okay, which is returning list of blocks. Okay, and this list of blocks, what we are doing, we just converting in the block view model, because this is an entity model. Okay, so we have to convert to block list, and then block list we have to pass it to here, and the binding of the parameter like here, that's with the help of at the rate blocks. Okay, so this is done for this input. Okay, so yes, that is done, and finally this should be called inside here. Okay, inside here, that's it. Okay, and one more thing we have to do, we have to that visible and not visible, right? So we have to pass also that parameter, like okay, once it should be visible, when it should not visible. Okay, so we can create a one property, one field actually private, or make it to like show card. Okay, make it to false by defaults. Okay, let me make it to booleans. Okay, false, and this should be true once the initial load. Okay, first time I want to true. Okay, and this property we have to assign here with the help of at the rate. Okay, like for example this. Okay, so two things we have to resolve, like visible and that blocks, means and a list of the block. Okay, rest of things we have to do over here, but yeah, as of now leave it that part, because in this session only we'll cover that card list. Okay, we'll not doing any others event. Okay, but yeah, later on we'll do that. Till now, see, this is optional parameter, we can pass it, we will not pass it. Okay, so that is done. Let me build it so that we can make sure everything is working fine. Okay, there is a one issue, let me fix it. Some bracket is missing. Okay, this is done. Let me build one more time. Okay, this is done. Now what we'll do, simply this block card event will use, okay, this is main component, block card component. This will use in our web application as well, also in our that Android, iOS, everywhere. Okay, so how we can do that? Simply, first I'll check in this web application project. Okay, so this is web application project. If you don't know how's we creating, so definitely I recommend go to my channel, and this is check that my first series of this Maui Blazor app, hybrid app. So definitely you will know that, okay, how we can create that web application and all the application setup over here, all the platform specific. Okay, so go to pages, go to index, and here just comment that old one and change it to, replace it to our new component. So what is the name of new component? That is name is a blog, see, a block card, block card operation component. Okay, so simply just put it here, that's it. Okay, and let me start this project and see like how is the behaving as per expectation. It is it is showing the card or not, because I know there's a one issue, so that I am showing you like why that issue and how we can resolve this, because I'm expecting one error. Okay, so see there is a one error. So if I want to show you, just zoom in. Okay, so see there's a one error. So what is that error? This is error, let me F12 so that you can handle as well. Look, see, it is saying, let me zoom in. Okay, so see, in the shared component there's a iblock service. Okay, so we are using in the shared component iblock service, which is we have inject but we have not resolve. Okay, so how we can resolve it? Let me remove that. Okay, and see, this application, actually this Blazor application have a program.cs file. Okay, so we have to resolve our dependency over here like that, builder.services dot add singleton, and we specify iblock service and also implementation class. So what is the implementation class? Is a block service. Okay, that is done. Let me run one more time. Okay, now see, it is binding properly. Okay, also the event everything is showing us properly, but yeah, some image have some issue. Okay, so let me fix that image issue. Okay, because some style issue which we need to fix in here. Okay, in this application.cs file we have to put some, we have to manage that, uh, that card. Actually we have implement some style, so that that style we have to replace over here. Okay, so how we can do that? Just need to put some style, that card style. Okay, so let me add some card style like this one. Okay, so actually this one what we are doing, we are doing just we creating a model. Okay, not this one actually. So but this one also required, yeah, but yeah, for that card and image, So this style is required. Okay, so let me zoom in. So see, where the card image which is I'm showing is a 100% width and height, also that container 200 pixel and then center things. Okay, so let me run again. Okay, it still is there, but let me control F5. See, now is properly showing up. Okay, so that is we are expecting. Okay, so card we using a reusable component, and then we create a parent component, and that parent component we can use everywhere. Okay, so let me see, the web application is working fine. Let me see in our Windows and Android application as well, Android platform. So how we can do that same thing. So see, again here's a page folder, inside page is a index, and let me comment that old component, and let me pass to that one like blog card operation. See, same component, nothing I do, nothing I need to do over here, just I need to pass this component, that's it. Same thing we have to do in this here, in the maui.program.cs file. Just resolve that dependency, because if we are not resolving them, again we'll get that error. Okay, so builder dot services dot add singleton I blog service to blog service. Okay, that's it. Okay, and one more thing, I think we have to add some that is style as well here as well. Neither again that will create some problem. Okay, so let me copy those style. Okay, so let me paste here, because every style is a specific, right? So that's why uh, we have to do something for the web, and we have to do something for window and Android other platform. Okay, so let me start this application. Okay, and here just first we'll check in that window application. Okay, one by one we'll check everywhere. Okay, so let me check for window. Okay, see, still is same big things. I think there's a required some refreshment is required. Okay, let me clean and just rebuild. Okay, and run in the window machine. And let me see. Yeah, now see, our expectation is meet. So everything is there. Okay, so yeah, the card is loaded for here as well with this different menu bar. Okay, for window. And now let me check for the Android. Okay, now see, Android also is loading properly, the same design, same things. Okay, but yeah, as of now is it, this event will not working because we have removed that event. But yeah, later on in the upcoming session we'll implement everything, like how we can insert, update, delete, view, everything we'll do. Okay, so let me see like the all environment, how is that working, like .net Blazor, okay, not this one. So yeah, so far we are good for this. I want to show you then one place for every all the platform. So that's why I'm trying to do, but in debug mode I don't think so. This is what is the application name, it is a Maui app hybrid. Okay, so Maui app hybrid app. Okay, so this is that one. Okay, so see, this is window, this is Android. Okay, and that is pep. Where is pep? Okay, let me open in web. If I able to do that, yes, instant without debugging. Yes, see now, see, this is window, this is web, and this is Android. Okay, so see, one component, one reusable component I can use in mobile, I can use a window, I can use in a web. Okay, also upcoming session will also will do how we can do some platform specific things, like okay, if I windows, so I want to show in a grid, that component as a grid, and if I mobile, so that is should be in a card, and also is a web, so I want to show in a grid. So that things also will do in the upcoming section. But yeah, in the next session we'll achieve like how we can achieve like insert, update, delete one by one everything in this Blazor hybrid app. So till now enough for this session. So thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe.